right here for you on PPR and Wall to Wall Country. And, of course, back there we heard a little something from one of the Rat Pack members himself, Mr. Frank Sinatra, doing a little something honoring his 100th birthday celebration coming up. Remember to check that out on CBS. And I believe the date was December 6th, so make sure you check in with that. Speaking of checking in, we have some neighbors from across the pond checking in with us this afternoon. We're so excited to have another great artist that not hailing from the United States, hailing from the London, England area, I believe. We have on board Josh Chandler Morris and Carly Slade, which is now known as Hope in High Water on board. Hey, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Wow, there you guys go. You guys have a funny accent.
Thank you. So do you.
No, wait a minute. No, wait. I don't have an accent. Of course not. Awesome. You guys, we're actually, first off, tell us where exactly are you calling from?
We're from Milton Keynes, a place called Milton Keynes, which is about an hour away from London. So you're pretty close to London. In Buckinghamshire.
Nice. And what's the weather like there?
Not as cold as yours, apparently. I just heard your weather report.
Yeah.
I thought it was cold here. But it's about, I think it's about 10 degrees or something here.
10 degrees centigrade, not 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be crazy.
That's what I was going to say. Wait a minute. If you're 10 degrees Fahrenheit, you guys are way colder than we are.
No. We would have had to move to Antarctica. No, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I think we're about 60 during the day. So we're kind of similar to you, but we're not going down into the low temperatures yet. So.
Okay. Yeah,
You made us feel better about our weather.
Yeah, we're going to be a bit chilly this weekend, going into the 20s, 30s at night, and I'm like, I am not ready for that. Not even a little.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's kind of get started with this. We're talking to two folks, Josh and Carly, came together recently. Actually, you guys have been performing for a little bit, but recently just decided to come up with a name for the duo. It's called Hope in High Water. But before we get to the explanation of the name and all that kind of stuff, why don't you back up a little bit? Tell us a little bit about each of who you are, how you got to where you're at. We've got some of your music we'd like to play, and, kind of give our listening audience a little bit of insight of who you are and what you guys have got going on.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Well, we've been doing this for a couple of years, kind of together, I reckon. We both played in punk bands before, and so Carly, we played in one punk band, I played in another, and we met in a bar that Carly was working at and I was playing at about 5 years ago?
About 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago. And then at some point Carly started working with the band I was playing with at the time. And then, after that all broke up, a year or two later, I started going out and playing music on my own. And by this point, me and Carly were an item. And at some point down the line, Carly just started singing with me. And I don't quite know.
Well, I know how it came about.
Go on.
So, Josh was playing on his own. So when he left his hardcore band, he started playing acoustic music, a sort of mix of country, Americana, folk he was doing. So he started doing that about almost 3 years ago. And then about a year and a half ago, he had a show. It was actually the EP release, so our last EP, Tired. He had the EP release. And I was there because obviously I was supporting him for the release. And we'd been singing at home, but I'd never sang with him. Obviously I've performed, but I hadn't performed in that setting. And during our EP release show, he just said, halfway through the set, and now Carly's going to join me on a song. And we hadn't prepared it, we hadn't planned it.
Surprise!
So that was how I joined. I was basically forced into it. But in a good way. We wanted to do it together. And then since then, we kind of gradually started picking up the pace. I started to be more involved.
Learning the banjo.
Josh actually bought me a banjo last May. So that was another layer that we could add into our music. So we started incorporating banjo as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then since then, we released the Tired EP, which I was actually on, but we didn't officially release it with me on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what did we do? Earlier this year, we actually released a single, and that was our kind of first single of us together. And that was under our former name. So now we're on to name 2 out of the 3 names. And that was Josh Chandler Morris and Carly Slade. So that was the single "Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand," which I think we've sent to you to play.
Right.
So yeah, that was earlier this year, and then we've just spent the summer sort of touring around Northern England, because they have a much better. Oh, I shouldn't say that really. They have a good country and folk music scene up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing, and just sort of recording some new music that we're going to release early next year under our new name.
Now, have you traveled to the United States at all in your travels so far?
No, I've been there, but only ever on holiday. We've never actually gone there to play music.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of the dream. That's what we want to do. But
it's all part of the plan.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, Nashville's one of those places where, really help people get started. But, there's lots of great music cities, in and around the United States, out west, here, northeast, down there in Nashville. So pick a spot, start playing, get a little recognition that way.
I think most people start saving, at this point in their lives, most people are saving for mortgages and, planning for kids, and we're saving for Nashville and planning for tours. So
Yeah. Hey, well, whatever floats your boat. Now, you guys, tell us a little bit about the first album, because I have your EP, Tired. I have that song, and I'd like to feature some of your music. Are you guys the writers to most of your music? Are you doing some cover stuff? Where's the inspiration for your music come from?
Yeah, we write all of it, all of the stuff that's on the EP.
Okay.
I wrote years ago, because I was kind of still playing in the other band at that point, and it was kind of material that had just been on the back burner for a while, and yeah, it's kind of like our new name, Hope in High Water. The whole point of that whole EP was, kind of dark in places, but at the same time, it aims to bring some lightness at the end and some sort of hope amongst some darker material. I mean, I wrote that after, a big relationship breakup, and one of my friends had just passed away because he had cancer. So, I mean, it was dark in places, but also it was really hopeful. So that's kind of the theme of that whole EP. I mean, Tired is one of the more downbeat songs on it, but I think overall that's the idea of it.
Mm-hmm. When you guys are producing these EPs, are you getting them out as hard copies, or how can people get a hold of your music?
Yeah, I mean, Tired and both the latest single you can get on iTunes and Spotify and all those, Amazon. I don't know about in America, but I'm pretty sure you can still get it on Amazon in America as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the digital. The hard copies, there's hard copies of Tired that I think are available online in America. So
Mm-hmm.
they should be available. And the next EP, I think it's just going to be digital, I think, is our plan. But it'll be on iTunes, it'll be on Spotify, it'll be on Amazon downloads and stuff like that. So it should be fairly readily available.
Okay, and you have a website that people can find out about you and read a little bit. I have a bio that's up there too, but your website link is on there. Your Facebook link is on there, and they can find out a little bit about you that way with the music, and how to contact you if they do want to get your hands on your music.
Yeah, definitely. On the website, so it's hopeinhighwater.com, we have a music page, and there you can go and you can actually listen to the music on Spotify, but you can also find links on how to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's kind of a mailing list, and you can contact us on there, and every little bit of information is on there. Shows, if anyone wants to come to the UK,
Yeah.
come to a show. But yeah, all of that information is on our website.
And you have some videos on here too. You have one for Tired. and some of
course.
your other tunes on here. Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand and things like that. You like the videos. You guys do a lot of. I see you have 2 of them that are in black and white.
Just got an iPad a couple of Christmases ago, and
he's testing it.
And he's become a bit of a video editor, so that's what we do now.
So you guys are doing your own videos?
We have done. I mean, Tired was done by someone else, but all the other ones, Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand, I Came Alone, I think, is on there.
Yeah.
All those videos we did those ourselves. Yeah.
We got actually the I Came Alone video, we didn't even have a tripod at that point, and we had to sort of pile up logs of the dates that we were recording at, and just the iPad, and then film from there. So it's a little bit DIY, but it's, that way we have a little bit more money to put into our releases and to put into, so that's how we like to do it.
The some of the scenery in I Came Alone, well, actually that one and the scenery that you have in Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand is just beautiful, but the one in I Came Alone is in color. Beautiful area where you guys are, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, so much. That is actually where we are.
What's that?
That was in the north of England, which is a really, really beautiful area. And that was just a little lake that we stumbled upon when we were walking, and we were near the car, so we grabbed our guitars and just filmed it. But yeah, it is absolutely beautiful.
It's like a castle in the background.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You guys have castles in London.
Say that again?
You guys have castles in London.
We do. It's all over the place.
Yeah, we don't have many castles here in Pennsylvania.
Castles?
What's that?
You don't have any castles?
I don't think so. Not in not in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. We don't.
Ah.
To be fair, we don't really. I think you're giving a slightly unfair image. We don't have castles everywhere. There's just a castle on every hill.
There's a castle over there. There's a castle over there. That's funny. Well, let's get back to the music for just a minute. But so Tired. Josh, you wrote Tired?
Yeah.
Is there a background story to Tired a little bit before we play it?
I think just like I was saying earlier, I think it's just one of those songs that's kind of being a bit self-indulgent and saying I'm not hoping for anything spectacular, just a bit of peace of mind, I suppose, is what I was seeking at that point. But it's also about appreciating what's around you. There's a verse in it about although sometimes things can seem a little bit dark, just being on your bike on the way into work and seeing a beautiful sunrise or something, and making you realise actually we're surrounded by things that should make us hopeful every day. So it's the darkness and the light again. I think it's kind of what we were driving at.
Well, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and give that a listen for our audience. So this is a little something from Josh Chandler Morris. And Carly, you said you're on it a little bit, even though you didn't get any recognition on this one. She's really there.
No.
Yeah?
I'm doing the harmonies on this one. Yeah.
No credit for you. Okay.
No credit for me.
All right. Well, we're going to play it anyway and give a listen to it. It's from my artists on the phone right now, Josh Chandler Morris, with a little bit of Carly in there, better known as Hope and High Water, a little something called Tired, right here on Penn's Peak Radio. And as I mentioned, I was going to be back with both Josh and Carly, and kind of haunting sounds of that tune right there, a little something called Tired. And I like it a lot, guys. I mean, I like the simplicity of the playing. You guys kind of have that nice, not overproduced kind of feel in your music, or at least in that song anyway. Is that the whole idea of it? You guys are trying to keep it more simple and more, down to earth, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. That EP was actually recorded in a friend's living room, so it was definitely quite do it yourself. We have since recorded stuff on a bit more of a budget, but we generally kind of keep it quite stripped back. Mainly because we can't afford anything more fancy, but also just we like the sound of it being quite raw as well.
I think though we have, sometimes we have been offered, maybe adding in some percussion or adding in more layers. But actually, we always come back to the idea that this is how we perform live, and I think both agree that we kind of like it to come across on the record as it does in the performance. I think that's kind of where we go with it.
Yeah. You want it to be sounding the same. You don't want something that they can't have in their car, or they can't have someplace else. They want to take what they know from you and hear it. And I think it creates a more intimate setting, with your followers as well. Are you finding that social media is helping you get those followers and those fans?
Yeah, definitely. And strangely enough, we spent a long time trying to build social media. As much as we'd much rather be, playing music or outside, walking in the forest or whatever, we all have to spend time on the computer. And we spend a lot of time trying to build our Facebook and Twitter and all the other things. But strangely, the one social media platform that's really helped us get quite an intimate relationship with fans has been Instagram, which you wouldn't really think of as a sort of business promotions platform. Mm-hmm. But we've actually had quite a lot of people discover our music that way and actually come out to our shows from Instagram. So yeah, it's been very useful actually to sort of, open the scope of our audience. It's been good.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, you would think Facebook or Twitter would be able to facilitate that a little bit, but however it works, I guess. So, good for you guys. I'm looking at your Facebook page now. You've got a lot of nice things on there. You have some great pictures and some neat videos. When people come to see your show, though, are you finding that they are connecting with you, though, on that social media kind of way, or do you find that people are finding you more different avenues and discovering your music in different ways?
I think with this kind of music, a lot of people aren't necessarily linked in with the social media side, and it's great, and you definitely connect with a lot of people that way. But I think there's nothing that can really replace the live show, and I think for every 10 likes you've got on Facebook, if you're a touring band that are gigging regularly, that equates to really 100 people that really like your band. And I think one thing we've found is there's a lot of people that don't necessarily connect with the whole social media age we live in, but that really can connect on some sort of emotional level at a gig. And I think one thing we found over the summer is that it's really useful and really helpful, but at the same time there's nothing that really replaces going out and just playing as often as you can.
The one-on-one, the face-to-face kind of time.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you can listen to a CD, you can watch a video, but in the end, nothing really comes close to that when you actually feel like you're in an audience in front of someone and you connect with their music. I think it's a special thing.
Yeah. And I think I like you're saying, you want your music to sound the same. You don't want it, overproduced or whatever. When people come and see you, they get to hear you guys. They hear you. They see you performing, and it kind of gives them that a little bit more intimacy and connection. That you're just a couple people out there playing some instruments, producing some music, And I think that's one of the nice things about actually going and seeing bands is you kind of, it helps, and I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but it kind of helps bring people like you down to people who are in the audience and have a better connection instead of that.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Instead of that wall of the social media or the wall of, nobody can get to you, nobody can ask you questions, nobody can do that. And if people can sit there and watch you on a one-to-one and ask you a question and you can answer it right there, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely, and I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's one thing, social media claims to do, but that doesn't necessarily do, You're supposed to connect with people honestly and in a down-to-earth way, but in some way you present a particular image of yourself that you can't necessarily hide at a live gig, and I think that's a good thing, I think you get a real grasp of what a band is about or what a person is about, and something you can genuinely connect with rather than just the kind of someone's pushed in their social media or something. And I'm not knocking social media, it's done some things, but yeah, like I say, I think you've got to have some substance, and hopefully it comes across them in a live show.
Yeah, and it makes you a little bit more real. It makes you real if they can see you. Speaking of real, your some of your newer music, one for instance, Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand, I think I'd like to feature that next and let people give a listen to that. You want to tell us a little bit about this song? Because now this is one of the songs where you're both there. You're both going to get credited in it, and it's actually... Poor Carly actually is like, oh, yeah, I am on this song.
We're giving him a hard time. Actually.
We are.
Yes.
You know, and
it was a little bit my decision, too. I actually decided to probably commit.
Oh, come on, girlfriend. We got to stick together here. Come on now. Don't be backtracking on me.
No,
you know, and I find that he finally gets you on there, and then you guys change your name, and neither one of your names are in there.
I know, it didn't last very long, did it?
No, it didn't. I don't understand that, but anyway, but so why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand on this one? Because I've seen the video of this one too, and I like the video. It's just really nice stuff. You got an eye for it. If you're doing some of this stuff, and I know you said this one somebody helped you with, but even on your other ones, you guys got an eye for it, and I really like that you delve in and you have a say. You know what I mean? You have a say in what you're doing and stuff. You know, with this song, you said you write everything. Where's this one coming from? Who's Gonna Hold Your Hand?
It's kind of funny because a lot of people have been misinterpreting this one, and I think it's like a anti-being single song or something. You know, like you've got to have a partner in your life, otherwise your life's meaningless or something, which is totally not where it was coming from. But what it's about is just basically thinking about other people and not living your life completely selfishly, and then ending up on your deathbed with no one to be there with you. And I guess that's kind of it. Just thinking about how what your life produces in the end, and what your decisions create in your surroundings. And if you live for yourself, then ultimately that's going to be your existence. Whereas if you live a bit more selflessly and it's just that basic message, really. Mm-hmm. There's not much more to it.
Definitely got that folk sound to it, and you guys actually added a little percussion and a little jingle in there too on that one, and made it a little bigger in sound. That was really good. Who does the percussion on that, Carly?
I think we all had a go. Everyone in the studio. It was a kind of last-minute decision. So we had, I don't know if I even gave it a go, but we had a little drum, and it had, like a tambourine that you could just hit.
Right.
And we just thought, well, we didn't even plan to put any percussion on it when we started. So then Josh sat downstairs for a bit and tried to play it. But he's very good at a lot of things, but rhythm is not his top skill. No, not with a drum, maybe with a guitar. So then in the end, actually our studio engineer, so the guy who produced the record, actually went downstairs and just and did it for us.
Oh, that was
Ed
nice.
Paul is who played the percussion.
That's pretty cool. It adds a nice step to it. I mean, it's not too much, you know what I mean? It just adds that extra kind of like, forcefulness of the idea of the song, and I like it. It gives it a little bit more oomph, so to speak. So good stuff there.
Thank you.
And I like the video on that one too. I really do. But so you guys have the Facebook page. You do have that going for you. That way they can kind of follow along a little bit. Find out. I just liked it for you, by the way. You have some information on there. You guys use that to put where you guys are going to be on there and stuff like that. Do you use it in that manner?
Yeah. So we have. If you go to the tour date section, we put all of our shows up there, and we also put them in the tour date section of our website. So that's all of our shows are posted on there. And then when we at the moment, we've had a little, since summer, we've been spending a bit more time writing. But when we have runs of shows coming up, we generally do like little tour posters and put our dates up there. So yeah, if you follow us on Facebook, we'll definitely keep people informed as to what we're doing.
Okay, and you guys also have the website hopeandhighwater.com. where you can see the links there for the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. And the contact you, some videos that are on there, your shows and your music and things. And, Josh, you kind of left this, you slid this in there kind of quietly before, but, I got to ask, and I think I think you kind of like either left it slip or said it kind of whatever. So, maybe it's none of my business. So are you guys a couple or are you just business people? You're the second couple I had to ask. And the first time I asked it, they were like, oh, no, we're not a couple. And I'm like, okay, got it. None of my business. And they're like, no, really, we're not. And I'm like, okay. I still don't know if I believe them, but...
We are a couple. We don't deny it. We're open about it. It's weird. Like lots of people, we kind of assume it's obvious, but a lot of people at gigs don't necessarily pick up on it. So, but yeah, we're an item.
So that does that add a whole nother dimension though? When you guys are discussing things and trying to debate how you're going to do, just like that, add percussion, not percussion, where you're going to go. Are you guys pretty on the even keel on that? Do you have...
I like to use the word debate.
I think that pretty much explains how things go.
It's not an argument, it's a debate.
You know what? It makes a lot of things a lot easier. So we don't have to rent out the rehearsal room. We just play in our living room. And it means we can play any time. Once we're waiting for the rice to cook, we're playing a few songs. Like, we're playing all the time.
Oh, that's good.
But I think when it comes to making decisions, when you're in a relationship and you have that dynamic, you tend not to hold back. So if you were in a band, you tend to sort of try to be a bit diplomatic in your answers and your and your discussions. Whereas I think we're pretty honest with each other, and I think that's a really good thing. But it does mean that things get pretty opinionated sometimes. But I think it keeps us balanced.
Well, it probably keeps you in check too, and you got to be honest and you got to be open with each other because you don't want to resent each other. You don't want it to get to a point where you don't want to play anymore.
No.
So you got to keep it open. You got to keep it honest. And it's if something either one of you don't want to do, you got to go. And there's a way to say it. It's like, look, I just think this is a bad idea. I really don't want to do it, or I think this is a good idea. We should try it. Let's just try it and see how it flies. And as long as you guys have that good balance between you, and obviously you're doing something right because you're producing some really, really great music. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think it's how the name change was the was the biggest display of our relationship dynamic because we wrote out. We decided we wanted to change our name because our previous name was far too long. We couldn't even buy the domain; it was that long. And when we came to finding a new name, every name that we came up with, I was just like, yeah, great, let's do it. Whereas Josh had like the lawyers involved. He had like 20 names. He thought about it all day, all night. He didn't sleep. He was surrounded by poems and books for about 2 weeks. And every name he gave me, I was like, yeah, great. I like that one. And then he's there calling the lawyer.
Oh, no. So how did you finally, I know you have this article explaining exactly the reasons, to pick Hope and High Water. So, I mean, literally, you got a high water situation and you're kind of going, oh, crap, well, the only thing we got is hope to get out of here without drowning. I hope that's not reflective of your relationship there. How did you go? No. We're drowning in high water. How did you come up with that there?
Well, it was at the end of a very, very, very long list of options. I'm not even going to go into some of those options. I think we started to get a bit deluded after a while.
Sure.
And actually, it was Josh. You came up with it. What was...
I don't know, really. I think there was that phrase, hell in high water, that I really liked.
Mm-hmm. You liked it, did you?
And that was... yeah. And that was taken. And it seemed a little bit negative. So I just kind of replaced hell with hope, and that's what we got.
And the lawyers were like, all right, this is the last one, dude. You got to pick it, right?
The lawyers loved it.
Awesome.
Just to clarify, we definitely don't have the lawyers. That was just a discussion we had. We're not for the lawyers.
They were like, all right, pick one already, damn it. Nice. Nice. Well, you two are a lot of fun to talk to, and I truly, truly wish you guys all the best. And if you're ever in the States and you happen to be close to PA, please do let me know. Feel free to come by the studios. We'd love to have you perform right here in our studios. It'd be awesome.
I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. And and just keep me in mind too. You got something new going on. You got some more music you want to send our way. I love this kind of music. Actually, I play kind of in like a folk kind of sort of country band myself. And we do the festivals, and we play around campfires, and we do stuff like that. So I like the music personally. But professionally, I think it sounds really, really good, too. And I think you definitely got a market. You got some very interesting tones in your voices, and together you guys are doing something right, because I think it sounds great. You have one more song, though. I like to close out my show with another song to remind everybody about, your information will be up until Monday. This whole show re-airs again on Sunday morning. So if anybody missed any of it, I like to remind people about it at the end of the show. A little something you sent me called Angels in Heaven. You want to describe that one a little bit for us? What's the basis of that one, guys?
That's actually the only cover we do, and it's an old gospel song that I heard Tom Waits doing years ago. And it's just one that we've been playing in our live set for a while, and people seem to really, really like. So we thought we'd just try it. It's kind of on the darker side of the gospel kind of tradition, and just a cover that we loved, really.
Awesome. Well, we'll be playing that at the end of the show to remind everybody to listen in on Sunday if they missed the entire interview and the music. Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, the entire show restarts. Your interview will be in the second hour. So, if you guys want to throw that on Facebook, if anybody missed it, or you want to listen to it yourself, 9 a.m. Eastern Time is when the interview will happen on the show Sunday morning right here at PennSpeakRadio.com. And we'll also throw the whole interview up on our YouTube channel, too, so people can catch it there if they miss it. But, you guys are sweet. You sound awesome. You sound like a really nice two people got together doing some great music, friends as well as, working together for a great goal. And, just stay true to yourself, guys. I mean, I love it. I love what you guys are doing. Anything else you want to kind of wink, nudge my listening audience of what they can look forward to in the near future from you guys?
Well, we went into the studio in the summer, and we recorded some more songs. We didn't get on the drums this time. So I think we recorded a couple of songs, and the plan is to sort of, along with the name change, to sort of rebrand a little bit, get some new pictures, more videos on the iPad.
There you go.
So we're gonna release an EP. It's probably gonna have 4 tracks on it.
Okay.
We're gonna release a new video, and that's gonna be out in around February time.
Okay, good. So they can look forward to that. Find these guys. Their website is hopeinhighwater, all one word.com. They're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the social medias. Check these guys out. You can catch their tour dates on their website as well as their Facebook page. Read a little bit about them. Let's get those likes up there. Here in America, I hope some of my American listening audience checks you guys out and, gives you a little exposure here in the States. And again, if you ever have the chance, man, and you're interested in coming and hanging out in my show, make Eastern Pennsylvania a stop. We'd love to have you.
Definitely.
We'd love to.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go. But again, check these guys out. Hope in High Water. Good stuff from them. We're going to feature one more tune, a little something called Angels in Heaven, coming up at the end of the show. Find them on Facebook, Twitter. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Stay in touch, my friends. I look forward to hearing from you when you have something new going on.
Thanks,
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. Hey, you guys have fun over there in London and warm up a little bit.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.